I'd like to welcome you to the groundbreaking for the Village of Rowlett. I'm Todd Guttel, the mayor for the city of Rowlett. Before we get started today, we have some folks I'd like to welcome. We've got some special guests here today. We have our two of our state representatives here. We have Angie Chin Button. We have Cindy Burkett. These two women are the hardest working women that we have in Austin. I will tell you, the representation they provide to our city is just absolutely amazing. You guys never cease to amaze me, and to make the number of events you do with the size of the districts that you have is just absolutely great. So you guys do a great job for us, so thank you very, very much for that. We have Paris Rutherford. He's the principal for Catalytic Urban Development. Art Lomanek. He's the principal for the Integral Group. Reese Hines, he's a principal for Catalyst Urban Development. We have some of our council members here as well. I have our Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Tammy Dana Bashan, Councilmember Rick Sheffield. We've got our City Manager Brian Funderburk, and our Director of Economic Development Jim Grabenhorst. And a special thanks to our entire staff as well for being here. And I also would like to recognize our Chamber President, Diane Lemons. I saw you somewhere. There she is. I thought you were in the back for a moment. I guess you moved up. So thank you so much for being here today. Today is a great day to celebrate in the city of Rowlett. We have so much to be thankful for. And over the past several years, we've embarked upon a journey called Realize Rowlett 2020. This was really a visioning process that we were very focused on taking the land that we had left and making it, or putting it to its best and highest use. And we are very excited, of course, to be here today for one of our key projects, which was the Village of Rowlett, our downtown project. The downtown project is something that's been a vision of ours, or really since I've been on council since 2007. We've always talked about the downtown, and many cities are very blessed to have an old downtown with these old great buildings, and unfortunately we have a handful of buildings, but we had a vision, and our goal was to take the downtown area and turn it into somewhere that was not just walkable, but was also a place that would truly become a destination. Over 30 years ago, the citizens of Rowlett voted to have DART join us, and to date we've spent over $90 million in funding for DART, which is a significant amount of money. So so we wanted to be able to capitalize on the fact that the investment that we made in DART, and really be able to help build out the downtown to make it truly a walkable or transit-oriented development. The Village of Rowlett. And I want to talk really about the name for just a second, because I see our former Mayor Pro Tem Chris Kilgore is here. I'd like him to stand up for just a second. I thought about you several days ago when we were talking about this event, and I thought, I got to thank Chris, because Chris really talked about the concept of the village, and we talked about how important the village was. When you think about the village as a place where people know one another, that they gather, Chris can probably do a much better job articulating his version of the village, but really it was his vision that we saw carried forward in the name, and I want to thank you very, very much for that. This is a strategic partnership. It's a private partnership as a result of this city's Realize Rowlett 2020 initiative. It was truly a vision. It involved a lot of citizens, a lot of time and effort on staff's part, and the development of what we call form-based codes, which are really a higher standard and then of development. We of course leveraged the city's investment in DART, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. And this is a catalytic development, setting the standard of future urban developments in downtown. We are really truly creating the downtown that we never had, which is something that Chris had always said. We're going to build the downtown that we've never had before. This is a $34 million investment. It was 30, but the costs keep going up, and unfortunately, I know you guys are not smiling, but I will tell you that there's every time we wait, there's another delay. The costs keep going up again and again. So we are very, very thankful to have the groundbreaking. I know you guys are as well. So, and Paris is shaking his head. Yes, absolutely. So is Art. But it's a $34 million investment that will induce a wide range of urban densities in a village-like environment. There'll be townhomes, cottage homes, apartments, lofts. There'll be mixed use. It'll be designed for retail on the bottom, or shops on the bottom, and apartment living on the top. This is a local retail and commercial destination, and about 17,000 square feet in the local retail and the commercial piece of it. The interim home of the Rowlett Public Library, this will actually take place over roughly about 10 acres where the old public library was and the former chamber building was before it was moved. And we are just so excited. I cannot wait. This is about 18 months away from what I understand about being complete, and it will literally change the face of who we are in Rowlett. This will also make the really the best use of the investment that we've made in DART over the years. A $90 million investment is a significant investment. When you don't have any sales tax dollars and you can become a member of DART essentially for just a penny of nothing, you go, wow, that's a great deal. But last year we've given them over $5 million, which is pretty significant to date. As I mentioned, we have provided them over $90 million, which is significant. And it provides access that we've never had before into the city. So this, along with the President George Bush Turnpike, provides easy access to our downtown area, and at the end of the day, I believe will truly become a destination. I am very pleased today to introduce the principal for Catalyst Urban Development, Paris Rutherford. Paris has been a great partner in this, along with Art and the entire team that they have. They have worked very well with us, and I'll tell you, one of the key things that we're really focused on is keeping it to the same look and feel, where it has this old type of look. And you guys have done a really great job, and as we've kind of tried to do our best to articulate what we're looking for, you've done a great job in helping to of course, develop that, and we're looking forward to having that delivered. So with that, Paris, I'll turn it over to you, and we're looking forward to hearing your great things.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for coming out. You know, I feel like the old Johnny Carson bit where the person before him said everything, and it's thank you, good night. He made me a whole presentation. That was great. No, we are very excited to be here. Catalyst Urban Development and Integral Development out of Atlanta. You know, it was a few years back, I think it was a few years ago, Jim, when we got a call and said, you know, we're coming up from the city of Rowlett, would like to talk about this interesting site. We're going to issue an RFP and would like to, you know, kind of talk about the opportunities related to that. And we met and kind of pondered it, came in, looked at the area and thought, you know, there's a lot of potential here. So there's been a lot of work, effort, and money spent since then, and here we are today. It's an exciting day. You know, we are believers in the power of place. That's kind of how we approach things. We're not believers in looking at the amount of FAR or density or number of buildings you can get on a property. We're not believers in focusing only on, say, the amount of money or rents or something like that. We really are believers in creating an authentic sense of place, because ultimately that's what we all want to be in, whether we're shopping or dining or living, whatever it might be. You know, our experience certainly in North Texas and around the country has been such that when you do that right, you see that a community gains momentum. And, you know, when you start having a stronger sense of identity and the collective pride that comes from that by having a center of community, a center of town, that takes a community in whole different directions. Don't get hit back there by the wind, that'd be unfortunate. And that's why we're here, ultimately. I mean, I hear the investment the city's made in DART. That's a huge investment. Our project, as big as it is not as large as that investment. But the hope is it's catalytic and it's going to spur additional investment. And I think with the momentum that this project's going to start and the some of the other things that are happening in the area, that's going to continue to roll. So, you know, our goal and our efforts from a design process and finance process and everything in between has been to create a place that's unique in the region. It's unique to Rowlett. It's not a cookie cutter deal that you can find in Frisco somewhere. That's not our goal. It's not why we're here, and I don't think that would work here, frankly. And as the mayor mentioned, it's a place for people to live and work, be entertained, to commune together, and really just hang out and enjoy doing that. That's what we're after. But you know, that's really, really difficult to achieve on a number of levels, especially in DFW, where there's so much effort to attract our attention all over the place. How many shopping centers and strip malls and office buildings and all that are all over the place, and everyone's marketing to us collectively to come and do our thing and spend our money there. So it's difficult to stand out. And that's one of the reasons we like downtown Rowlett and the Village of Rowlett is it's got a unique identity. You know, it's got, as we have talked before, kind of a Norman Rockwell-esque environment and experience, and that's rare. And in those few places, actually, that the mayor mentioned, look at downtown Frisco or places like that, it's been swallowed up by suburban development patterns around it. And it's lost that identity to a certain degree because it's no longer standalone. So our goal is to strengthen that, build on that, expand it, as the mayor was saying earlier. So, you know, bucking those trends, which is what this is about, really can only come from vision and true leadership, and how I define that. And I think the city is forged that way for all of us to be here today. You know, the mayor mentioned the DART station. That was a huge effort, working with DART to get that in. Also, working to make sure that the 190 extension happened and came through here where it is. Obviously a huge effort. Preserving the historic core instead of allowing it to be torn down over time. That's a big effort over many, many years. And preparing a vision and the special zoning that went with that vision. That was a big community effort in the form-based code. And then going through the process of undertaking a developer RFP, and in that process talking to strange people like us, selecting even stranger people like us, but remaining creative and open to ideas. I think that's a testament to the city and your leadership, frankly. We appreciate that, and thank you for that, because that led to our public-private partnership, which is what it takes to create a catalytic investment. So I think our project and what we'll see here over the next months, over the next 18 months or so, is the result of specific efforts from people who realize this vision. I think first and foremost, I mentioned the city. I mean, obviously being willing to think out of the box, which is what the city's done here with us, is fundamental. I think the work and the huge effort of the city staff, Brian Funderburg, Jim Gravenhorst, and the other folks, I mean, you all done a great job. We appreciate the effort. Rowlett is blessed to have a terrific staff to help expand and promote and implement your vision. Clearly the vision in support of our lenders, particularly Centennial Mortgage, the collaboration and experience of our partner Integral, and Art Lominick out of Atlanta. We appreciate the great experience and dedication that Art brings to this. And then finally, the tenacity of the Catalyst team and my business partner, Reese Heinz. It takes a lot of effort to make a project like this work, because it's not obvious to the real estate market. So, you know, we appreciate all those efforts. So, you know, a couple of years from now, 18 months from now, but sometime from now, when we're standing here and everything is operating and it's doing great, you know, we're going to be standing in a truly transformed landscape, an expanded downtown that has cool buildings, unique restaurants, cool commercial space, a new library, new housing, terrific open spaces. I mean, all these great things that show up in our plan that we're now going through to build. And I think we'll be admiring the work of our general contractor and Lincoln Builders, who's here. There he is. There's Greg. And we're looking forward to their good effort as we progress. And then also you'll be looking at the end result of our design team with WDG Architects, right there in the middle. And they're building engineers, urban structures, and Schmidt and Stacy. Our landscape architects done a great job, Paper Kite Studio. Our interior designer, Hugh Design. And Cross Engineering, our civil engineers. So, you know, we're going to be walking on interesting streetscapes. We're going to be admiring what I think is innovative architecture. I think you all too will believe that too when you see it. And cool plantings, beautiful landscape design, and all around experiencing an energized center of town. It's the Village of Rowlett. You see some of the images behind me. So mark your calendars, about 18 months from now. Come back, sign up. We'll have some lease documents that you can sign. In fact, I'm sure we probably can pull them out of our car right now. So come on in. And you know, tell your friends and neighbors about the good things that are happening downtown. So lastly, I'd like to thank city staff. Lola and Nathan did a great job, and our own Lauren Partovi in putting this event together. We appreciate it. And I think now if you join us, we'll have a ceremony over with the shovels and the photographs to go do the actual break of ground. And we're just excited to be here, and thank you all for coming out. Some of you without your coats on in this wind. Thank you.